He's out with the fam, chilling with the relatives. But this is Post Game Live, featuring Jay Ellis from the KOT Show. We're going to talk about this close game. Close game. Close loss. Some things to talk about.
Cavaliers wins. That's why he started training camp.
Late, but what Larry Nance Jr. did is he basically, like a football block, he stayed face to face.
Stauskas gets his first Cavalier hoop.
Yeah, deep in the queue.
Here comes Smith to the hole. Heck of a move because recent 31-point game against Detroit, 68-54. Nance out high, sticks that three ball.
Playing the game, the passing, the dribbling, everything he's doing is changing the way the Cavaliers look.
They came in number 6 in protecting the ball. Smith created a little room and hit it.
I would have stopped and shot a foul shot. Jump at the foul line.
Knox with a nice move there.
Just saw us settle for a jump shot. That's what the Knicks want.
Knox created a little room and sticks it, so New York in a rhythm right now. 73-65. Allen trying to get to the rim, does so too easily.
Block that shot, not wave as he goes by.
Sexton pulls the trigger and buries it for 3. Confidence on their side, and the two rookies battling. Allen doesn't hesitate, sticks it. 2.5 to go in this third quarter. Clarkson dribbles into one and sticks it for 3.
And the Knicks' philosophy, you know, Porzingis said, "I'm not coming back, so you better do something about that." Again,
and go through the contact. No look feed to John Jenkins, who just checked in, signed it.
Can you hear me out there? Hold on. You said the sound is on? Hold on a second. The second half is when things really got interesting. All right, let's try this out again.
10. Late adjustment. Allen got away from trouble. Up top to Robinson.
Good 20 versus the zone. Yeah. That's not a good number.
No, it's not.
Run off the spot. Queens floats and scores from about 4 yards. Got really good range. Jenkins backs out and hits.
Shoot the ball.
Yeah, it's just unsettled against that zone. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious. Trier steps in and hits.
The zone for them makes sense because they don't want to get caught.
So back to what I was saying. Second half has really got interesting, right? Second half is what really got interesting. Second half comes up, and we were scrapping. Fourth quarter, David Fizdale gets to the interesting lineup, man. He goes to our lineup that you know he really wanted to test from the jump. In the beginning of the season, David Fizdale always had this crazy dream lineup where he wanted all long, all lanky guys on the squad at the same time so he can switch everything. The tank lineup, as some use it. So let me shout out Luke Cornett, man, because Luke Cornett came in this game ice cold. He was having a great season in general, man. He came out from the G League. He played with the Knicks. And you know what? He was shooting threes. He was contributing to this team. And he's playing well. He was playing well until DeAndre Jordan came along. So we got to give it to Luke. Luke remained professional. He waited his turn. And when he got his time, he got his time. Now, that fourth corner lineup of Mitchell Robinson and Luke Cornett in the backcourt did some damage. It was also interesting to see that David Fizdale once again went to the zone. And it's crazy because, like, I was happy that the Knicks were kind of, you know, getting back into the game because you want to see growth. But it's like, dog, I really can't understand. Like, I don't find credence in, I don't find comfort in the zone being the thing that gets us back to the game. It shot the Cavs at first, and it got us back into the game, but we can't depend on the zone to get us into the game time after time after time. But long story short, Luke Cornett hits a huge three, almost wins us the game. but came just a bit short. So shout out Luke Cornett, had a great game. Shout out to this guy, Kadeem Allen, man. Kadeem Allen coming out the G League. Dropping buckets. Finishing with 25 points. I like what I'm seeing for Kadeem Allen, man. Kadeem Allen is a baller. Kadeem Allen is going to make things very interesting because you know what? We still got Frank Ntilikina. And we still have Emmanuel Mudiay resting in the wings. But if it's keep what you kill, then you can't ignore this guy. You can't ignore this man, Kadeem, man. He's been very aggressive. Going to the hole, breaking down the defense, setting up teammates. And he's playing active defense. So you got to love it. And he's putting up shots, too. He's putting up shots. 16 shots today. Putting them up. Kadeem is balling, man. You can't deny this kid. G League guy. He was with the Celtics, had that pedigree as a defender. Came to the Knicks. Point guards are short, and he's turning it on, man. You got to give it up. Fizdale's going to have some tough decisions when it comes down to playing time after All-Star break. Because Frank is supposed to come back after All-Star break, and Mudiay after that as well. As Parker says, he feels like Luke missed the 3 by request. That's funny. Yeah, man, Kadeem got the dog in him, man. It's funny because it seemed like Kadeem was a little hesitant in the beginning of the season. Like he didn't feel like, I didn't feel like offensively he might. I didn't feel like offensively he had it. But you know what? You gotta give him credit too. It helps that Dennis Smith Jr. is such an attack dog. He takes a little bit of pressure off of Kadeem Allen. And you know how David Fizdale loves these 2-guard lineups, and it kind of worked in our favor today in some respect. Although Dennis Smith Jr. shooting hasn't been as good as it has been in the beginning of the series. In the beginning of the season. I mean, as soon as he came to the Knicks. I'm sorry, excuse me. But you know what? I still kind of like some of the things he's doing. And even though generally I didn't like the type of defense the Knicks were playing today, yo, Dennis Smith Jr. was kind of getting after it, dog. He was kind of getting after it. I really liked what I saw from Dennis Smith Jr. today. I hope he's able to keep it up. And I hope he's on the defensive anyway, because that's the side of the ball where I'm starting to gain some respect for him. Even his off-ball defense, which I kind of has been spotty. He's fell asleep at the wheel a few times. Today, his off-ball defense was pretty good, man. I like the way Dennis fought. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm hoping the shots will fall again. But overall, the tank is still rolling. We have now lost 17 games in a row. It's looking bad, but from the Tankathon standpoints, from Zion standpoints, it's looking pretty alright. So you know what? It's about that time. I gave my little 2 cents about the game. Time to get some calls in. Let's pray, guys. Let's pray these calls work. We tested it before the game. Hopefully, we can actually hear you guys. And Ari, my guy Ari from Manhattan, about to call in. He wants to talk about Fizdale and his soft attitude. Oh, yes. And KD's business move. I don't know if you heard about KD's business move, but yeah. KD moved his business from LA to New York. Huge move. It might be a little bit easier for that guy to come to New York now, get closer to home and run his business. It's a sign. I'm just saying. All right, let's test this out. Let's hope these phones work. Yo, Ari, can you hear me, though?
Yo, I hear you. Do you hear me, Jairus?
You hear me?
I hear you. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. All right, that is phase 1. I hear you.
Okay.
You hear me. Now, chat, let me know.
Completion of phase 1.
Word, completion of phase 1. Chat, can you guys hear Ari? Chat, can you guys hear Ari? All clear in the chat? Let's go. There it is.
Okay.
All right, I'm hyped now. Let's go.
All right. So before I get into the whole KD stuff, I've been wanting to talk about the Fizdale, his attitude and just his coaching and what I think is holding holding back the team. So,
Okay.
you know, we hear all this thing about like instilling a winning culture, right? And of course, you know, it's hard. You can't instill a winning culture when, you know, your best player is Dennis Smith Jr., right? So I don't blame him for that. But, you know, I don't like how after every single game we lose, we lost. Now, what is it, 17 in a row? I think we lost 16 or 17 in a row.
17 in a row.
And after every single game, I have to hear Fizdale get up in front of the media and say, yeah, you know, we got to take our lumps. You know, this is a process, all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. We just lost to legitimately, besides us, the worst team in the NBA, okay? We're on a 17-game losing streak, okay? And this guy, I don't see him reprimand. I don't see him screaming. I don't think I saw him scream at one player one time the whole year. And I understand, right? Like you don't want to hurt their confidence, and you know you want to make it look like you're on their side or anything like that. But I mean, in order to teach discipline, especially to young people, you have to get after them once in a while. And today was an example of a day where we just broke the franchise record with most losses in a season, and it's the same bullshit from this guy. I can't handle it anymore. If I'm Fizdale, I have a practice tonight. I have a practice tonight after the game. I have a practice tonight at the Q if possible. If not, we're watching film right after the game, because you can't make it okay to keep on losing. All right. I understand these guys are young, and I understand, you know, a lot of these guys aren't going to be here anymore. But, you know, it's like housebreaking a dog, right? When the dog pees on the carpet, you know, only so many times you could be like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You know what I mean? Especially with young people. They have to learn that when you keep on making the same mistakes again, and you're not changing anything, and you're not rotating on defense, you're not closing out, you're not setting picks hard enough, that you're going to get to either go to the bench or you're going to get screamed at in front of everybody. And you know what? This is New York, and we're not going to take soft people, right? And I'm just tired of it. What do you think?
Woo! That's a lot, Ari. Ari came in hot first call of the day. Listen, like, he has a reputation as a player's coach, and I understand. I kind of get what you mean. Like, I don't think you necessarily have to, you know, berate and yell at the players, but I do feel like there should be some type of reward system for good behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're missing rotations, and especially if you're missing rotations consistently, I feel like you should be on the bench and the next man should be up. At least if you're not going to yell at a guy, at least, you know what, take a seat. I'm gonna talk to you. Look, you missed that rotation. We know how we practice, right? You go here, you go there, da 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 da. So I mean, I would like to see some of that more. Now, is anybody in particular you feel like is missing the rotations or is not pulling their end on the defensive end?
I mean, listen, I think the whole team is like, for example, there was one play, I forgot who it was. I think it was Kadeem Allen, who actually had a very good game. I'm actually very happy about. He was guarding the ball coming up. It was sort of transition, but not full-on transition. They were coming up, and literally there was a guy open in the corner, and he just went to the corner and gave that guy the three-point shot. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're out of the game. You're out of the game. I don't care if you dropped 50 just now. You're out of the game. And listen, I'm not saying Fizdale has to be like this all the time, but show me a glimpse. Show me, you know, you can't make it. You can't just have these guys be like, okay, we're tanking the season. It's about player development and all this stuff, and you know, and not be reprimanded for your mistakes. You know what I mean? You got to be held accountable, right? It doesn't matter who you are. You know?
Yeah, I kind of feel you. It's like it's a thin line. It's a tightrope. Like, if a guy is not showing effort, which I'm always like that because I'm an effort guy. Like, if your guy is not showing effort, and the guy just walking up shooting a three, then I'm perturbed. This is why we wanted Tim Hardaway Jr. out of here in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree.
Right.
If you don't know your rotations, then it's like a learning thing. Then it's a little bit different, but it's a case by case basis. But I kind of understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's not even on the defensive end of the ball, even on the offensive end of the ball. Like, Dennis Smith made a couple of terrible turnovers, right? Like, you know, if you don't want to take him out of the game, whatever. You know, these post-game press conferences, like, he's got to show some urgency to, you know, get this ship straight a little bit, right? We're not going to win a lot of games, but he's got to just at least show that he's trying to, like, you know, and this whole player development thing, whatever. I'm not even going to get into that because I want to get into the KD stuff, and I know you have a lot of calls.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just think he needs to. I think he needs to. I think now after 17 games of losing, I think now is the time to. Enough with the fun and games. Let's try a different method of discipline. I think maybe would work. But that's just my opinion. Okay. Now, moving forward to the last thing I want to talk about, and I'll talk about it quick. Obviously, I was talking in the chat with a bunch of people about how Kevin Durant moved his investment firm from Silicon Valley to New York City, right? And a lot of people are saying to me, they're like, yeah, but you know how many players have businesses in New York City? And yes, I agree. A lot of players do have businesses in New York City, but they aren't to the level that Kevin Durant's business is. And Kevin Durant lives in Silicon Valley. There's no reason, and he invests solely in technology companies. That's it. That's what their whole prospectus is as an investment firm, is on tech, and Silicon Valley is the tech capital of the world. He has no reason, especially now, before the end of the season, knowing how mad he gets, and how sensitive he is to these New York Knicks ties and stuff like that. Why would he do it now? Why would he do it now? Why would he move his thing 3,000 miles away?
I'm with you, dog. I'm with you, dog. I'm like, normally I would say it's a coincidence, but there's too many coincidences, man. You can't have not 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coincidences in a row and not think something's not happening. Like, come on, dog. Like, all these things just happen to be happening at the same damn time. Like, we happen to know his business partner and his mentor and Royal Ivy, and like, come on, like. Right, exactly. And like, I'm thinking about the timeline of what happened. So Kristaps Porzingis gets traded. He doesn't speak to the media after the trade for like 2 weeks. He finally comes back and speaks to the media and goes off on them, saying he has no involvement with anything. 2 days later, he goes up on Get Up Today, the Get Up in the Morning show with Mike Greenberg or whoever, and Jalen Rose. Mm-hmm. He goes on the show today, right? And he says, he basically kind of like goes there and explains why he gets mad, and basically, all this stuff, how he's trying to focus on basketball and all this stuff, and basically trying to, calm things down. And then tonight it drops that he's moving his business, and he goes on ESPN. There's an article on ESPN, the cover of ESPN. It's how he's like a mogul and he's trying to take over his business to the next level. And then it drops that his tech-based business is moving from the tech capital to the other side of the country. Listen, I'm not a detective, but I would just say it looks a little suspicious. So basically, I was telling the chat, I put down $500 in Vegas right now on Kevin Durant to the Knicks, and I told a couple of guys in the chat that were hating on me, being like, everybody has business in New York, all this stuff, that we're going to get drinks on July 1st, because honestly, right now, like, there's just no reason for him in the middle of the season, being how sensitive he is to the media and how hot the New York topic is, for him to move his entire business operations, which everyone knows is going to be like, is a big thing for him, to New York City. So I don't know. Yeah. That's just what I have to say. I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
I'm on a train. Thanks for your call, Ari. Thanks for holding us down, man.
No problem.
Yeah, man. I'm on the train, guys. What do you think? I'm on the train, man. I'm on the train. I feel like it's a high probability. I'm not going to lie. I feel like it's a high probability. I don't want to get too hyped, but I'm a little bit hyped, but I need to come down a little bit. But it's a high probability. I'm not that guy. And I'm usually not that guy that LeBron's going to come and all these big free. I'm not usually that guy. I'm the one who's like, nah, I don't see it. Like, I can actually see this happening. That's a fact. But next caller up, you got Q from Brooklyn. He wants to talk about the Knicks draft position. Shout out to Q. All right, my guy from Brooklyn, represent. I'm going to switch you over right now. Yo, Q, you are live. Post-game live. Jay Ella takeover. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's good, Jay Ellis?
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, Brooklyn brethren?
Nothing, my man. Nothing, brethren. Doing good, man. I'm like, man, you kick CP off and you got the takeover going, man.
Yeah,
I love
man.
It's dope.
I got you. Man, he's in the closet somewhere tied up. But, I'll let him out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? He could take over tomorrow.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. You just getting your solo album pumping. You know what I mean? It's just a solo event. It's solo dolo, so it's all good. It's gonna go platinum. You got it. It's gonna go platinum.
I'm glad I got some of your support, man. I'm glad I got your support, Q.
Nah, man, we gotta support Brooklyn, man, but not the Nets.
No.
Not the Nets.
That's Jersey, technically. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
we gotta support. Hey, it's BK all day, man.
Words.
So, yo, man, this is one on it, man. I'm watching this game, and I'm like, yo, this is the most terrible basketball I've seen, man. It's like two high school teams going at it.
Oh, yeah.
And then, Coach Cheese in the chat reminded me that, a couple of people in the chat, one of the guys reminded me, like, yo, man, half of the players are in high school anyway. You know what I mean? They high school players.
Oh, yeah.
But still, at the same time, there's no excuse. Stay in the NBA, man. They in the NBA. They had over 47 games to play, man, and it was horrible basketball. But at the same time, the point I wanted to make is, we got twofold. What KD doing, what he's doing, man, he's just making everybody just unravel, man. The train is starting to choo-choo up, and that's just, I don't need that pressure, man. I don't want to think every day like KD's coming. I don't want to think that, man. I just want to focus on the draft, man, and,
that's fine, dog.
It's tough.
It's fine. You don't have to. You don't have.
Yeah,
I can think it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You don't have to worry your head about that. I can think it
Hey,
for you.
you take all that pressure.
Yeah.
You take it off, Jay Ellis, because I can't do it, man. I can't do it. It's death-defying. But looking at Zion yesterday, man, it was bananas, man. Looking at how that guy just, when people say, oh, this guy's not going to be good, this guy not going to be this. But if you're looking at the spacing in the NBA with a guy like that, it's ridiculous. You can't tell me this kid is not going to do what, players do. And if you look at the drafts, look at the drafts.
Right.
If we don't get a top 3 pick, we're not going to be right. We're not going to have a game-changing player. Because you look at Kadeem Allen. Love his game. Yeah, but Moutier was kind of doing that, in a way.
Yeah.
In a way. I'm not saying he's doing what Kadeem Allen's doing.
I don't know, man.
But, but we had hype train on Moutier for a little bit.
We did.
You know what I mean? Even though I never was a believer in Moutier. You know what I mean? I never believed in him. But are they going to be able to, take Kadeem Allen? And we already know Frank is in a sunken place. But are we going to be able to take Kadeem Allen and keep him and grow him? You know what I mean?
That remains
I don't
to be
want
seen.
a guy. But that's the deal. If we get, let's say we get Zion, right?
Right.
We're starting a new leaf with the Knicks. Look at the draft picks. Mario had a ferocious dunk. It took him like 4 years to make a move like that. These draft picks don't pan out. Anything after 5 doesn't usually pan out. Donovan Mitchell, that's an anomaly. You know what I mean? You're not going to get a guy like that. But we got to get a draft pick that has to be in the top 3. If we don't, then we're pretty much we're going to have the same year next year.
Well, listen, man.
Unless,
I'm on the Perry channel, and Perry I trust. I like his draft acumen, man. I feel like he did a great job in the draft this season. I'm hoping Knox kind of pans out. Mitchell Robinson in particular seems like he's a big find for us, man. You see what he's doing out here.
Yeah, Mitch is it.
Yeah, and he's like a second-round guy. So it's like, I don't know, man. I like this guy. I like how these guys draft, man. So I'm not going to say that if we don't draft under 5, over 5 is going to be a bust. Now, I will say that it might take longer for some of these picks to adjust and develop later on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at the what's the name we brought up? Justin, is it Just? What's the name? Number 30 that was playing today. We brought him up. It took him a while. He got drafted out of Atlanta.
Yeah, John Jenkins.
John Jenkins. Yeah, he got drafted out of Atlanta. So look how long it takes these guys. Jay Ellis, I can't wait 5 years. I can't wait 5 years. You know what I mean? It's like, I know you can handle the pressure, but I can't, man. 5 years. You know, I don't need – I love that Mitchell Robinson is doing this thing, Mitchell Blockerson. You know what I mean? And I love that that's happened. Trier, we were hype about, but Trier's such a one-trick pony, he can go either way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like Kadeem Allen. He's solid, but these draft picks don't pan out. You gotta wait, and you know, like I know, New York doesn't wait for nobody.
I mean,
so that
I feel you. I mean, and yeah, thanks for the call, Q. I feel you though.
No doubt, Jay Ellis.
All right, yeah, I feel you. Like New York doesn't wait for nobody, but you know what? These guys, Perry and Mills, they said they was going to wait. They said they was going to do it slow and right. So we'll see if they actually keep to their word. They also said they was going to get some, they'll figure they could get some free agent stars here as well. So it's going to really be hard to kind of toe the line of developing these developing the youth and keeping our big free agent stars happy, because both of those things kind of counteract each other. So if we have KD here, there's going to be some more veterans coming in this place. So you figured some of these young guys are going to have to go. And some of these young guys we're going to keep and develop. And it's going to be up to Perry and Mills to actually decide what we're going to do with who. Like, who's going to stay, who's going to go. But I do agree with you that it's going to take time for these young guys to develop. But the trick is, too, if we keep in all our picks, then hopefully we catch lightning in the bottle with some of these guys. And if we keep getting high draft picks like the picks we got from Dallas, hopefully one of those guys turn out to be something special. That's what we're hoping right now. And definitely this year, I'm hoping this pick turns out to be something special. All right. Next caller, I'm going to go to Will from LI. He wants to talk about how this was a good loss for the draft. I already know where this is going. Will from LI. I'm switching over. All right, Will.
He moved it. It's not like he opened front up.
Yo, what up, Will? You hear me? What up,
yeah,
Will?
I can hear you. What up, Jay Ellis?
Yo, what's good, man? You
the
live, man?
Captain now.
Yeah, man. I'm driving. The phones is working.
You the captain now.
We lit.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to the chat. I love it, man. I love it.
All right.
Yo, listen, man. This was a good L. Okay, I know we don't like the losing. I know we don't like it, but yo. Every time this happens, I go back to the 2009 season. Got it pulled up right here.
Oh, Lord.
Knicks, for the year, had 32 wins. Golden State had 29 wins.
I see
that was a difference of 3 wins. 3 wins. And what happened?
Yeah.
Golden State got Steph Curry. We got Jordan Hill.
Yeah.
These things matter, okay? We could have got a W for any other team. It could have been the Raptors. It could have been Detroit. That's fine because, you know, we moving up. If you win to a team that you're also racing for the bottom for, you got to out. That's like shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, that's one thing. But then you're giving the team that you're racing with another L, and now they're going down. You just shot yourself 2 times in the foot. This is not the game that we should have won. It's hard. It sucks that it has to be the one that put us over the franchise record, but it is what it is. Because people need to understand this. Yes, it's true. 1 through 3 have the same exact chances of getting the number 1 pick.
Yep,
that's true. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing for the number 2 pick, the number 3 pick, and the number 4 pick. But that's where it stops. If you are the worst team in the league for the draft, you have a 50% chance of getting a 5th pick. That's the worst you can do. Okay? If you go to number 2, the second worst, now you have a 20% chance of getting the 6th pick, 25% chance of getting the 5th pick, and goes up from there. So for us to listen, we have bad luck. It is what it is. New York just has bad luck. For us to have the best chance possible, we need to have the worst record in the league.
Is there
reassuring that we will at least have a top 5 pick?
Is there any credence in developing our young players, making them build confidence, having them believe in their coach, building a culture, and carrying that on to next season? Is there any credence in that?
That there's nothing wrong with that. And listen, it could have been any game, but let me tell you, it's a race for the bottom. It's not like it's only 3 bad teams. There's 4. All right, it's us, Phoenix, Cleveland, and Chicago. All right, right now I'm telling you right now, they're gonna catch an L. You go on NBA Twitter, everybody said whoever lost this game was the real winner. We just need to stay the course, develop our guys, and we gonna be all right. And we need the best odds possible. Now I don't know if we're gonna get the number 1 pick, but I damn sure know that we'll have at least we won't get anything out of 5. We won't have anything less than 5 if we just stay the course. That's it. That's all it is. But I'll let you get back to the show. You the captain now. All right. I see it. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks for calling, Will. I got the juice now. All right. Thanks for Will from LI. Thanks for calling.
All right. No problem.
All right, yo, shout out to the chat. Yo, let me give a shout out to the chat real quick. Yo, shout out to They Call Me Tack, always here holding it down for me. Enzo. Enzo says he hates the new lottery odds. Yeah, I hate the odds too, man. I wish they had these odds like last season, the seasons where we were kind of in the middle of the pack, you know what I mean? I wish we had those odds right now. I hate these new lottery odds too, man. But shout out to you. Shout out to 3-0. Shout out to S. Parker, who's tired of the tank talk. But you know what? That's what's happening this year, man. It's tank talk all season, dog. Gotta get used to it. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to Andrew Wilson. Shout out to my chat holding it down. Shout out to Ken Sniffy over there on the post game. Aopa was good. The Shells was good. Thanks for rocking with you, y'all. Thanks for rocking. All right. Next caller. Pale from LA. Wants to talk about who should mentor these young guards. Yo, what's going on?
Yo.
Yo, what up? You hear me?
What's good, everybody? Happy Monday.
All right.
Happy Monday. Right. Man, first of all, I just want to say to Ari. Ari said he will treat everybody to a drink once KD gets here. But that's another conversation. So we're waiting on that. I mean, I'm not saying no to that, but listen, what I'm trying to figure out is this, right? I think we are losing in a good way. Ever since DeAndre Jordan came through, Mitchell has been going off. And we all know this. You know what I mean? Like, we are going for this tank. Everybody should just kind of stick through this and believe in the tank, man. Like, believe in it, because it's only gonna bring us to the promised land. I swear. You know what I mean? Like, all this trade talk, none of that matters. Because, like, if you think about it, KP left under our nose with no warning. AD, all the conversation was going to LA, but look, he went nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? All of these trade talks, we just gotta wait until the announcement actually comes, because otherwise we're just worrying about nothing. But what I do want to know is, JL, who do you think can come through and help mentor our guards now? Because now we got somebody to mentor our bigs, right? Who do you think can step up and teach Frank, teach Kadeem, teach DSJ? Who do you think could come through and help raise them up so that they can be on a different level starting, before the end of the season and to next year? Love the show, man. Keep it up. Keep doing your thing.
All right, thanks, man. Great question. I'm not sure of like a veteran. I liked what Jared Jack was doing when Frank Ntilikina was here. He was a nice guard, but I'm not sure what veteran guard we would actually bring in here. But I do know that we have a guy who's an announcer who's there in New York all the damn time, and I think having a Clyde Frazier there to help out Dennis Smith and Frank or whoever's here to develop into a well-rounded championship guard, I feel like he would be a nice choice to develop these young guards. Personally, I would say that. But yeah, man, thanks for calling in. Thanks for supporting the show. I'll get to our next caller. We got Doc Ross from Atlanta. It's all tank talk today, man. It's all tank talk. It was a big loss for us. Or win, however you want to see it. He wants to talk about the tank.
Yo, Jay Ellis, what's up, man? What's good, man? What's good? Hey, I need to remind everybody in the chat and all these Knicks fans, I need to remind y'all, right? Back in the day, I used to be a huge Wake Forest fan, besides Georgetown, because Patrick Ewing came from Georgetown. Right. And I remember the year that the Spurs tanked to get Timmy. The Spurs weren't a bad team. They tanked. So I'm looking at this game today, and I'm basically paying attention to Horzonia, basically. how he's been transitioning. I can't even call him, you know, Luigi no more, right? I'm like, okay, they showing signs. So then I started thinking, like, so then, you know, like, my boy calls me up, like, yo, they suck. And I'm just reminded to everybody, like, yo, it's a tank. Like Timmy said at the press conference for Dallas. He said, they said, how'd you think about losing? He said, we all knew the plan, and we were all on board.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think those guys are underperforming. I mean, you can't say like, yeah, we suck this and everything. We're underperforming on purpose because if you think about that, Tim Duncan tank, right? The very next year they was in the playoffs. The very next year. So all I'm telling New York fans to do is, right, I've been a New York fan all my life. That's 40 years, dude, and we ain't win nothing, right? We finally get people here that's doing the process, right? And then everybody wants to like, oh man, we could have won that game. It's a tank, dude. It's a tank. We gotta lose. I don't like it either, right? But we gotta lose. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we see like, I actually think that they're going to keep Mario. They're going to keep DeAndre because, like you said, we need veterans. Everybody see what's going on in the future, and everybody's like, yo, okay, we on board with it. You know? It's just that, like, you know, and maybe KP left because he knew he wasn't going to be the star in New York. You know, maybe because, you know, Knox was on the come up, Mitchell was on the come up. He knew that we was gonna get Durant. He was like, yo, I don't want to be there. But everybody else was like, yo, I want, like Timmy Hardaway was like, yo, everybody knew he said it at the part. Everybody knew the plan, so it wasn't a big deal to us, right?
Yeah.
If everybody knows the plan, then we should start reading the signs and we should know the plans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Instead of like, you know, panicking. You know?
Yeah.
And we don't have bad luck. We got Patrick Ewing back in the day. We had good 90s and everything. We ain't have bad luck. We just ran to a guy named Jordan who just, you know, happened to get the calls, some of the calls, and we had one bad play with Charles Smith. I mean, but, you know, we had a lot of good memories, and people, they starting to forget that. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to, like, these Knicks fans, they got to remember, you know, the process. You know what I'm saying? They doing it the right way. You know, you can't get mad at them for doing it the right way. You know? That's all I'm trying to say right there.
I feel you, and thanks for calling, but I'm going to say this. I know we see it like that, but the players are trying, dog. The players are trying. Like, Kevin Knox came out here and he had a conversation. He talked to the press. He's talking about how he's tired of the fans wanting the tank, which is understandable for them. And they're actually really trying to win. These young guys really want to win games. We really just don't have the horses, dog. When you have one of the youngest NBA, when you have one of the youngest players or youngest rosters in the league, you just filled with inexperience, dog. Like, Knox was trying to win. He shot horribly, dog. I don't know. He shot horribly. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. He really didn't want to lose this game. They had a team meeting on the plane about not losing this game. Luke Cornett had a wide open three, and he could have brought that thing into overtime. He didn't miss it on purpose. So I kind of see what you're saying. How, like, because it's still like a development tank, so there is an art to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't
always
always play all the veterans all the time, because that's how, like, if you pull out the veterans in key moments and they say, hey, rookies, figure it out.
Yeah.
Then it's something like taking, like, when, like for example, when Tim Hardaway Jr. was playing defense in London in the last defensive stand, like, and you know that we have better defenders on the bench. To me, that's like almost like the development tank where you kind of tanking, but you kind of just hoping that Tim Hardaway Jr. learns, right? So
exactly, figured out. I feel you.
Yeah. So in that regard, yes, but also the players that are on the floor are really trying, in my opinion, but they're just not.
Yeah, but that's why we're trying to bring in KD and veterans, because we know they'll be able to show them, like, down the road and everything. But, like, you know, of course, you know, you're going to let the rookies go out there and they're going to make mistakes. All the NBA, all the other refs are going to, you know, I mean, all the other veteran NBA players, they're going to give them the business, you know, just because they ain't acclimated to the rules, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And, you know, when KD and them get there, you know, I do honestly believe we're getting KD. I bet my boy Trading Places bet on that with $1. I'm telling you,
we got a $500 bet and we got a $1 bet, all right?
Yo, $1, that's a gentleman's bet. I'm telling you, man. He is coming, and I wouldn't even be surprised if we trade for KD. I'd rather get KD and AD or KD or Kawhi, but like I said, we're getting 2 stars.
I feel you.
2 stars, I'm telling you. That's a fact, dude.
I'm kind of feeling the KD Kawhi thing, but I don't think Kawhi is a real thing. Even though he did kind of big us up a little bit in the media like the other day. So
he bigged us up in the summer too. Remember, he was hired from San Antonio in New York for a little while.
Yeah, but he just doesn't seem like that guy, yo. He doesn't seem like that New York guy. He seems like he's dead set on going to LA. But I feel you though. I love that, especially now that Dennis Smith Jr. is here. I'm not so pressed on getting a point guard as much. So if we do a Kawhi,
you see, yep, you thinking the same way I'm thinking. I'm like, look. You know, like we get Kawhi, if we get Kawhi and KD, I'm telling you, it's gonna be 2 stars, and we're gonna be all right, and they'll figure it out. And then when the veterans come, and like I said, like the tank, like think about it, right? Everybody, what I'm trying to say about the whole tank, I'm not mad at Knicks fans because I'm a Knicks fan, right? I understand what they're going through. Trust me, I do. But when the summertime come, if we get the number 1 pick, if we get the number 1 or number 2 pick, and we get KD, man, we ain't gonna be crying about nothing. We're going to be on the show popping bottles, you know?
Yeah,
or you going to hear like, what's that? You'll be like, I popped another bottle, man. My bad, you know? Like, oh, man.
And Ari's going to buy all the bottles for us, yo. Shout out to Ari, dog.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out to Ari. I'm going to hold him to that, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
But, like, that's all I wanted to say, man. I know you got other calls, man. But, like, just, Knicks fans, all I'm saying is I'm not mad at y'all. Just be strong, man. We about to come through in the clutch. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, man.
Come through in the clutch.
Be right there, dog. Yo, and thanks for calling, man. Appreciate you.
No problem, man. Catch you later.
Right,
keep up the good work.
All right, man. No problem. Thank you. All right.
No.
Shout out to the chat. Hold on, let me see. I haven't gotten Periscope any love, yo. Yo, shout out to BK Giants and Periscope, Albacore on Periscope. Shout out to you guys, man. I haven't even put it on my personal Twitter yet. Let's see if we can do that real quick. But shout out to Periscope for holding it down. And let me see, is anybody in Facebook land? And shout out to Winston. I see you, Winston, holding down post game live show. I see you. And thanks. And shout out to Ronaldo too on Facebook. Who says, hopefully you can win some because remember the draft rules has changed. I know everybody knows the draft rules has changed. I personally want to win a few of these just to get the young guys' energy up, get the morale up because I don't want these guys in the funk losing all the time. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I do want to get that lottery. I do feel like I don't feel that bad that we lost to the Cavs, but I would like to at least beat them one time. Just for morale purposes. You know what I mean? We lost to them twice. We could get one and be all right. All right. So next in line is Julian. He wants to talk about my guy money making Mitch, the beast. What's going on, Julian? You are live right now on air, post game live. JLSK over the KOT show. What's good?
What up, J. Ellis? How you been doing, bro?
I'm holding it down, man. I finally got the phone lines working when I'm by myself, so I'm in a good mood. I was actually really tired, but I'm excited to talk to y'all today. What's good, man?
Hey, man, this whole, you know what? All 29. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter if you're Danny Ainge. All 29 of the executives in the league who didn't realize Mitchell Robinson was this good, they gotta go. They gotta leave.
That's a physac, yo. Yo, kill yourself, man.
Seriously.
Kill yourself. How did you miss out on this guy? Oh, my God. Actually, I know how they missed out.
Think about that.
But still, it's still, like, Smith shot himself in the foot, and I'm kind of glad he did. I'm kind of glad he did because he's the one who dropped out of college and to decide to train by himself like he's a samurai or something. But I'm glad he's with us, yo. I'm glad he's with us. Because he was beasting.
Yeah, I saw the tweet by Tommy Beer talking about what is it? He's one of 6 rookies ever in the last 30 years to shoot over 50% and average 2 blocks a game. Think about how insane of a stat that is.
Yeah, man.
And think about the company he's Alonzo Mourning, Pau Gasol. These guys are NBA legends, and he's a 36th overall pick in the second round of the draft.
Insane.
Scott Perry deserves all the credit in the world. And think about the pitch that we're gonna have to superstars next summer. Sustainable greatness.
Yeah, man.
7 first-round picks. 7 first-round picks, and Perry's proven to be a great drafter.
Oh yeah, he left Sacramento again before he left.
Yeah, and you know what got me pissed off? The one thing that did get me pissed off, we should have traded for Bagley. That's such a nice piece.
Yeah.
You see what he's been doing down there in Sacramento?
Yeah, he's
Listen, I love Dennis Smith Jr. Yeah. Because, he's a double-double guy.
But you know what, though?
But, yeah, I love Dennis Smith.
You know what the reports, though? The reports said that Dallas was the only team who was willing to give up to take both Timmy and Courtney at the same time.
And,
So if you put that in perspective, then I'm cool with Dennis Smith Jr. in cap space when she say it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, no question. But yeah, that's such a great pitch because Kyrie and KD or whoever comes down, I just know KD's coming. You saw the report that KD moved his business over to New York.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bro, it's happening. There's way too much smoke. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm on the hype train, man. Like I was saying with Ari, like there's way too many coincidences here to think that it's just a pipe dream. Like I really think I don't want to be too hyped, but my mind is like, yo, I feel like it's gonna happen, man. And I'm not that guy. You heard me all season talking about y'all delusional. I've been saying it for I've been saying it for a minute, but I'm on the train now. I'm on the train.
Yeah.
I think it's happening.
There cannot be this much smoke. There cannot be this much smoke without a fire.
Exactly. When there's smoke, there's fire.
All these net fans running their mouths, talking about, why would they not want to go to a playoff team? Blah blah blah. Who really wants to? No shade at Brooklyn, but who really wants to go to Brooklyn when you can live on the streets of Manhattan? Come on now, Jay.
I'm just saying. I'm like, it's kind of crazy. I kind of feel bad because even with as good as Brooklyn is playing, they still have the lowest attendance in the league, which is kind of crazy.
It's terrible. You have the biggest market in the world, and you're still irrelevant when you're a playoff team.
That's insane.
This is not the big ticket, Jay Ellis.
That's insane.
And Rich Kleiman, KD's manager, hopefully he gets enough money so he can buy the team from James Dolan. And we can have a competent owner on top of everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Think about how great that's going to be.
Oh, my God. I'll be so happy if that happened. I'll be so happy because I already know Oak is coming back to the Garden if that happens. Next day, Oak is coming back to the Garden. I'll be hyped.
Fan cams and everything for the Nick of Time show. All right, Jay Ellis.
All right, yo.
Y'all later.
All right, yo. Thanks for calling, Julian. Thanks for calling. All right. Shout out to that guy, long time listener. He calls every show, damn near. I think I went through all these callers. All I got left, I got Omar from Manhattan. He wants to talk about free agency and the direction of the team. Probably some more KD talk. What's going on, Omar? You're live on the air. The KOT Takeover featuring Jay Ellis.
What's up, Jay Ellis? How's it going?
What's going on?
It's been a minute since I called in. I haven't called since the KP trade. And first off, anybody who's still complaining about the KP trade, it seems like most people are now, pro trading KP. Just think of it like this. Can you imagine if the Knicks were the ones who traded their lottery pick from last year, okay? Mm-hmm. For a guy who has a torn ACL, hasn't played in a year, is due up for a new contract that we're not even sure he wants to sign, and we took back, Tim Hardaway Jr.'s contract, Courtney Lee's contract, people would be killing the Knicks if they were the ones who made that trade.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right? It's such a double standard. I can't believe it.
Yo, it's the reputation.
People need to get the fuck out of here with this nonsense.
All right, watch the French, watch the French.
It just, I'm sorry, my fault.
All right, cool.
The truth is that I think really fans get caught up. They have too much of an emotional attachment to their own players, where they don't actually have a real gauge of what's equivalent value with another team. Mm-hmm. Because if it really was the reverse, I think people would be up in arms, like a classic Knicks move. Take a guy who hasn't played in a year. We're not even sure if he'll be healthy, and we take 2 bad contracts out, and we have to give away 3, big assets like our first-round picks and Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah,
I just think that we got to give props because honestly, that just shows big stones from Steve Mills and Scott Perry, because you know what? They made the move that's not popular, but it could really turn out to be the most pivotal thing in the team's history if you really think about it. And this KD stuff, I know.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I completely agree with you, man. Like I can agree. Like they were closer to the situation from the jump, so they can feel the energy from KP, and they definitely do have big stones. And I really knew they had big stones is when I read, I think last week, that they gave KP the Embiid contract option, and they turned it down, which is like, you know, we'll sign you, but we're gonna protect ourselves. We're gonna have injury provisions there. So we're not just gonna give.
Yeah, I think that.
Go ahead.
You're right, and I think that's part of the story that hasn't unfolded, because they weren't gonna sign him, obviously, until the off season, because of how like the cap makes out. Like if you sign him a year before, then his cap hold would be $27 million instead of $17 million. So I think the fact that they made him wait, plus the fact that they were making him wait for a contract that wasn't fully guaranteed, kind of bothered him. Because remember, Embiid got the contract, you know, before, you know, he hit his restricted free agency. So with the Knicks, the fact they were going to make him wait to the summer of 2019, and all they were going to offer him was that Embiid type of deal, I think really bothered him.
Yeah.
But you know what? Listen, it's all in the past. Got to move forward. And with this KD stuff, that like you were saying about, you know, moving the office to New York, like this is not a coincidence. Like he lives in San Francisco right now. Why would somebody be opening an office 3,000 miles away from where they live?
Saying the same thing, man. When there's smoke, there's fire, dog.
Right?
When there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying it's 100%, but it's there. And you know what? Nick's got to really close this deal. Like, it looks like it's there. You know, just can't mess it up from now till then. Fingers crossed. You know, you never know. You never know. You know what I mean? Like there have been stories that the Knicks were going to sign, that were LeBron and Wade were coming here, and then that whole free agency pitch when D'Antoni, you know, Wheeler and Walsh like just kind of shook them both. So you never know. You got to close the deal. So here's the thing with what kind of concerns me with like the direction of the team. There's a couple things that, you know, I'm excited about where we're headed, but it's going to be more than just simply signing KD and Kyrie. And right now, you know, I actually think losing makes it more attractive to them.
Really?
Believe it or not. And I know, because I almost think
to the theory that they want to save us. Is what I'm hearing you say?
Yes, that like the part of the narrative will be like, look, I came to this 13-win team, you know, the worst Knicks team in franchise history by far, you know, or maybe even the worst team in NBA history, and we came and saved them and brought them to a championship. So like, because there's nothing basketball-wise that like you're going to really convince. Like, let's be real, this is KD. He's coming from the Warriors, 3 straight championships. Kyrie has won a championship, been on the Celtics. You think if we win 6 more games or 8 more games and go, you know, 6-20 the rest of the way, you really think that's going to make a difference then?
I don't know. Not a huge difference.
No.
I would say if they start, me personally, I would just feel more comfort seeing some of these young guys start to figure it out, like how people are starting to see like Mitch do it. But I definitely get what you're saying, because
I agree.
There is that theory that you know, KD wants to one up LeBron, and what LeBron did was he went back to the Cavs and he brought them out of obscurity, and he won a team with the Cavs after he won his titles with Miami. So I can see people could see KD doing the same thing, because I guess he doesn't want to go back to the Thunder, I guess, because, you know, that would be the team to go back to.
And that's part of LeBron's legacy.
Yeah.
Part of LeBron's legacy is that he you know, comes to a team, they're instantly a 60-win team. Leaves the team, they instantly become a 20-win team.
Right.
And then comes back, 60-win team. Yeah, so like I think that's part. Like LeBron didn't matter to him what the team did the year before. He liked the fact they were probably really awful without him. It validates his legacy.
It definitely does.
Here's the thing: is that with KD's going to be 31 next year. Do you really think he's going to want to play with the rest of the roster being a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds?
And that's going to be the problem too. Like there's going to be
a
decision to make with Perry. Like there's going to be a switch that's going to have to go off, where we're going to might have to move a few of these young guys or let some of these young guys go to bring on some veterans to help these guys win a chip, because that's the direction we're going to be in. It's going to be a weird mix. It's going to be these guys ready to go, and these guys who still needs to be developed, and I'm not sure how that's going to look in the future, but we might find out real soon.
Yeah, it's going to kind of hurt because, you know, like, listen, we look at Mr. Robinson these last few games, and Knox, obviously, who looks so tired. Like, the All-Star break can't come quick enough for him.
Oh, hell yeah. Knox is a breather.
His legs are like spaghetti right now. Like, he, you know, has no lift whatsoever.
Yeah, and Coach is
and
like
he's
40
on
minutes.
fumes by the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is a little weird, but, I mean, at this point, he's still doing all that. He doesn't have to play in 40 minutes. Like, 34 is still plenty.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
But I do wonder, like, if, let's say they end up in the top 3 of the draft.
Okay.
Is that guy staying? Like, are we getting too attached as Knicks fans to this whole tank for Zion or even RJ? Is this, I mean, should we kind of, like, manage our expectations a bit? Because I have a feeling that it looks like he's going to get traded. Unless KD's a different cat and he doesn't want to go the LeBron way, you know, trade Wiggins for Love, you know, or trade Zion for KD kind of thing.
So what are you saying? You talking about trading Knox, or are you talking about trading Zion for like AD or something?
Well, I mean, listen, it's going to be more than Zion for AD because you're going to have to make the salaries match. So it's going to be all the young guys. It would literally be all the young guys.
Listen, man, I've been on the fence with that since that rumor has come out, because, like you said, we've had guys here where we wait for them to pan out, and sometimes they do.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the times they don't. So to me, having AD here, a surefire top 5 guy in the NBA,
yeah.
I can't wholeheartedly dismiss it and say I wouldn't do it. To be honest with you, I would try to keep some depth, but I'm not even sure it's going to get it done for the Lakers. I don't know. I feel like Pelicans want to play hardball, or maybe they just hate the Lakers that much.
I've thought of. That's the thing I think that's working in our favor, that they don't want to send them to the Lakers. You know, I've thought about it like this. You know, like sometimes like they're just tough pills to swallow, and if it means getting KD, we have to trade that pick for, you know, another top 5 guy, Anthony Davis. I think you just have to do it. It sucks, you know, but if it means, you know, if it's hold the pick and we don't get KD, like, I don't know if we can actually really stomach that. You know what I mean? If he's like that close, like right at our fingertips.
Yeah, and we don't get KD, and then we just. So you feel like if we don't get KD, you would still trade for AD?
No. Then that's a different story. Like if it hinges on getting Kevin Durant, then I would trade the pick for another star.
Got it.
But if we're not getting Kevin Durant, I'm just going with the youth movement. I'm not trading that guy for. I'm not trading Zion for Anthony Davis.
It's
you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
As good as Anthony Davis is,
$230 million, right? Yeah.
$230 million. And what has he done with the Pelicans?
Yeah, not by himself. Nothing by himself.
Is that team that bad? That team is, you know, 6 games under 500, and they got Drew Holiday, you know, Julius Randle. They had Mirotic, obviously. Like, that's not an awful team.
No,
like, that's better than what Melo had.
No, you're right. You're right. You're wondering if it's because they're in the stacked West.
To give up the farm for him, and we don't have anyone else coming now. I do if he's the 3rd guy or 2nd guy coming with KD. That's it.
I feel you. All right. I feel you. Yeah. Thanks for your call,
man. All right, man. Thanks for having me on. It was fun to talk, man.
All right, no problem, man. All right. Shout out everyone who talked to me, man. Shout out to the chat. Yo, shout out to CP, man. I know I'm joking about the KOT takeover and all that jazz and whatnot. But shout out to CP. This is post game live. This is JL's takeover, the KOT show, and we just talked basketball. We just talked about all the Cavs highlights. Also, you know what? One thing I want to talk about. I didn't talk about John Jenkins, man. Shout out to John Jenkins, man. Came out here, lit it up from 3 in a short 9-minute stint. He didn't score a bunch of points, but he scored a 7 in a hurry, man. He scored 7 in a hurry, and he almost hit a game-tying 3 at the end. So you know what? Shoot. I guess I'm gonna pick my top 3 players today. Top 3 players of the game, man. Who do you think the top 3 players of the game are, chat? There's some guys you can think of. I guess the number 1 is obvious. But that 2-3 spot can go to a few people. Possibly. Might be tougher than I thought, actually. Let's see. That third player is really hard. Third player, I will say, yo, peace to Alexi, man. Thanks for watching the show. Third player, third best player today. I'm going to say, I want to give it, I'm thinking about giving it to DeAndre, but I'm also edging towards, I'm going between DeAndre and Dennis, man. DeAndre had the nice double-double. I'll start there. Numbers-wise, look good. 12 points, 10 rebounds, but -6. Dennis Smith Jr., however, shot all right, 40%. But I really liked what he did on the defensive end. And a +6. Highest plus-minus on the team. To me, when you don't shoot that well, but you have a +6, that means you impacted the game in other areas. His driving, his defense. So I'm going to give that third spot to Dennis Smith Jr. If Luke Cornett played more minutes, though, I would have gave him that spot because he came in there and started lighting stuff up in the fourth quarter, played straight 12 minutes. But third spot, I'm getting to Dennis Smith Jr. because I kind of like his defense. I like the way. I don't like the turnovers, though, yo. You only have 1 turnover, though. Not bad. My second spot, I'm going with my guy, Mitch. Money-making Mitch. 4th straight game with a double-double. I mean, double figures, 10 points. Rebounds going up. Still blocking shots. Money-making Mitch, causing havoc. And 1 crazy dunk. Yo, that pass from John Jenkins, man. Everybody thought he was just a shooter. That was a nice alley-oop to Mitch Robinson for the dunk. I really like that play, man. And the number 1 spot, I'm going to get to Kadeem Allen. Once again, career high. 25 points, 6 assists. Shot insanely well. Love what I saw from Kadeem. Play defense. He's really coming to his own. He's really going to make things hard for Fizdale moving forward. Deciding where to give Frank minutes. Because he's pairing them with Dennis Smith Jr. He's pairing him with Dennis Smith Jr. So you know what? I'm going with Kadeem number 1. What do you guys think in the chat? Who's your 1, 2, 3? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. They call me Tax says he thinks I got it a little mixed up. He wants me to flip DSJ. I feel you. And you know what? I think I talked about anything. I guess I'll just shout out the chat real quick. And then we can wrap this up. And for those of you who like merch, half my inventory is wiped out. It's all good though. Porzingis hat gone. You don't have to buy that. But if you want to support me, I know some guys are rocking some shirts, getting some Baby Fizdale hoodie. It is hoodie season. You can still cop that. You can still stop the Knox t-shirts. You can still cop the Frank Lakina shirts. If you go to the link in my description, you can cop any of these merch. And also, we got some nice merch here, the We Stand With Oak merch for you guys. And one of my favorites, the Whose Mans Is This merch for you too. Whose Mans Is This tees are on sale now. Cop that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. And now I will shout out the chat real quick. Thanks for watching, you guys. I got too many windows open. Hold on a second. Hold on. Shout out to my guy CP too, man. Got the night off. Chilling with the fam. Yep. So shout out to the chat. Shout out to the Call Me Tack. Thanks for holding it down. End Zone S. Parker. Thanks, fam. The Shells, man. Thanks for holding it down, man. Thanks for watching the KOT show. Post game live. KOT takeover. Shout out to my guy CP. Shout out to Rich Boy on Periscope. HG7780. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Diverse One Nice. Shout out to Sions Gibson. Shout out to Edward Sterling. Shout out to Anthony Paracel. Shout out to everybody who supports Post Game Live. That is our show. I am going to wrap up now. Shout out to my Facebook crew who's still watching. This is Post Game Live. Thanks for supporting. Me and CP will be back tomorrow to check that game. We will be back tomorrow. And we will be off Valentine's Day. We will not have the Post Game Live show on Valentine's Day. We'll be taking that day off. But oh no, you know what? Also, look out for the Nick of Time show. Dropping a new episode on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. Thanks, Keith Sinclair. Props to you. Thanks for watching. Spotify. So look out for that. Link to the SoundCloud is in the description. So look out for that. Also, the YouTube version of the show will be on YouTube within 2 days. So look out for the Nick of Time show. And my peoples, Ryan G, Kathy. Edson won't be on the next show, but he's in there in spirit. And yeah, man, that is our show. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, share. On my road to 5,000, I just reached 1,000 followers a week ago. Thanks for your support. Yep. Shout out to the Shells. Shout out to Alex Cosmo. Shout out to Ace Bezel. Definitely look out for the shows. My personal podcast, My Baby, drops every Tuesday. So look out for that. That is it. Take care. Peace.